welcome to Outfit Wars Season 5. We are round 3 of Emerald today, day 1. I'm Eternal, joining me is Planet Nine for the third week in a row for an Emerald match. What's up, Planet?
Hello, I'm Planet Nine, and yep, we're casting again together.
Yo, you're gonna see my profile pic in a minute, but it's so sick. Brad made this for me. Shout out,
Oh,
Brad.
he posted it in Tide Discord. I saw it
Oh,
already.
that's
It
so
is very
sick.
sick.
Yeah, my favorite Pokemon being Tyranitar. He made a Larvitar, the pre-evo, so it's so sick.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, we're casting UTRA versus VKTZ today, which is going to start in about 3 minutes 20. For those of you wondering, well, what the hell is Alpha Wars? Well, we're going to tell you exactly what it is. So Alpha Wars is a 48v48, red team versus blue team. No bashes or colossi allowed, but all other alpha resources are allowed. So anvils, citadel shields, and your pocket orbital strikes that everybody love. You start on balanced warp gates. You're race to cap the neutral bases. No construction. You get 20-minute prep phase. There's 3 minutes left to that prep phase, and it goes into a 45-minute game. And you warp gate or hold the most territory after the 45 minutes to win. So you warp gate by capping the enemy nexus. Uh, Two teams today are, if as I go back to the casting desk, you see the sick new caster profile pic. We are looking at UTRA versus VCats. UTRA did well against Northern Watch last week, although I did commit a mistake saying that they beat them in record time. I believe there was a Miller match where KOTV got beat in like 14 minutes, and they were a full platoon, so apologies for that mistake. And they're facing VCats, who seem to have the need to prove themselves, as they did get thrashed by Recursion, and their week 2 they didn't show some progress, we should say, because they didn't face real competition in the outfit that they had last week. No disrespect to, I think it was EXPR or NCCR. It was one of the two. But
Yeah, I think it was NCCR because EXPR played Recursion last week.
okay, so it was NCCR. So no, no disrespect to them, but VCats is another. They did come third for a reason last year, and
Yeah,
UTRA. Sure, they faced Northern Watch last week. They did well, but Northern Watch is one of the weaker teams too. So this will be
yeah.
a
Do
good
you have any
test.
thoughts on who's gonna win?
Yeah, it'll be a good test for both teams. For who I think is gonna win, uh, based on outfit history, like I'd have to say VCats. Although I've heard some rumors of some of their infantry players not playing this time around. Some of their better performing infantry players not working, I should say. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'd also have to say VCats. I suspect the vehicle game is going to be at least a little bit close. I know, like, Ultra Air is not bad. Ultra, I think, also has better, or has been more willing to actually pull tanks than VCats has been willing to, because I know we noted that as something that VCats wasn't really doing last match. So I wouldn't be surprised if Ultra was extremely competitive in the vehicle game this match, but I do think VCats infantry is very strong this year.
TR vehicle play a lot better than any mag riders that VS will bring, as we took a quick look at the warp gates on both sides already. Double pulls, I think, for VCats, or maybe not actually. I think everyone is in their own scythe. As the
That's a
match will
lot
start.
of mag riders for VCats, actually.
Yeah, it is a surprising amount now that I'm looking at it, and you pointed out it is true. Oh, there's a
Yeah.
steel rain going.
Nutra just has a lot of air, so
VCats
it's going to
dropping
be
a
an air
steel
fight.
rain.
I only see one rep gal for Utra. That might get focused, but we'll see.
Yeah, they have a double pull gal in VCats' side, so they're probably going to use that for something else. A couple of double pulls on ground. Double pull mag riders too, so, because there are some not being used at the moment. So here we go. Air on both sides should be relatively even, with Orax on Utra side and VCats as a whole having their own air. We'll see how this pans out. We'll keep this map up like this for now, and we'll see how that's gonna go. So Utra playing on the blue side despite being TR. VCats will be on red side this time around. And from my very limited point of view, I think it is safe to say that TR is
Like
winning
Utra's
air.
winning, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
UTRA is winning air pretty handily, honestly.
Yeah, those VCAT's reptiles aren't really helping. Right? Like none of the sides are really playing in
Yeah,
range.
they're very far back. And you saw Top Gun Master. Oh, he killed that scythe while trying to go for the galaxies. Very well played by him, but he's in no man's land, Top Gun Master. I don't know what he was thinking going into no man's land, as three sites are gonna focus him up, and one's gonna bail. Yeah,
Yeah,
that.
meanwhile, VCAT's is fast capping, I think, both bases, though.
So both bases being Granite Head and Bitter Gorge, I assume.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so, whoops, that's the wrong thing. So yeah, we do see sort of a fast cap on both Granite Head and Bitter, like you said, for UTRA. There's an Anvil over at Satcom and a Sunday for UTRA at Satcom as well. So VCAT's on ground, not bringing much at the moment.
Yeah,
VCAT's
and
starting off the back foot.
I'm a little curious as to why the entire VCAT's armor column went to SATCOM hub, because like it doesn't feel like they want to commit any infantry here, so I'm not really sure why they want the armor control.
Yeah, like you said, VCAT's investing a lot of armor. Here are the many mag riders that we did see in the work gate earlier, and they haven't even started flipping points yet. They're late on that. Air repull for VCATs, those are the double pulls you gotta assume, and the double gals are still up for VCATs in the air.
Oh
Meanwhile,
yeah.
Granite Head, all 3 points still in control. Bitter Gorge, all 3 points still in control.
VCAT's air is moving in. It looks like the mosquitoes are thinning out.
There's a lot of pop at Argent Pass. I think VCATs might start delaying Bitter Gorge. I don't know what they're doing at Argent. I wonder what they're doing.
Go check. Oh, it's another armor column.
Is
Actually,
it?
yeah.
Yeah, it
It's
is an
two
armor
buses,
column.
three mag riders.
They are very slow if they want to try and resecure this. As Granite Head has 43 minutes 40 seconds left, sorry. Back to a minute. I think they capped the point VCATs. Here, however, which looks to
Yeah,
be
but VCAT's
faster
is
to
gonna
cap.
get their buses up over at Bitter Gorge.
Yeah, I'm looking at them right now. They might get them up. This one at C is gonna get up. This one at B should be up, and B coin's gonna get flipped. UTRA doesn't have enough pop here, I believe, to contest. Oh, here comes a Valk drop actually for UTRA, as they're gonna try and contest this. But this Sunder should be deployed. This Sunder for VCAT should be deployed. They need more people. UTRA getting controlled. VCAT's gonna flip A. This is looking disastrous for UTRA, as they're committing more pop to Granite Head right now. It's a full-on fist fight at Granite Head, actually.
Yeah, props to VCATs for getting those buses up, right? That was something that we identified last week. And they're getting out of their armor at Granite Head even. They just have like 5 tanks here ditched.
We're gonna look at Granite Head in a second, but this base looks to conclude earlier than Granite Head, so we're gonna stay here for a bit. Actually, do I have a UI bug at Granite Head, or is that going very quickly? Bitter Gorge is gonna get capped. Sorry, I was distracted by a UI bug here. I don't know what's going on actually. We're gonna check. C seems to be flipping in favor of VCATs that have just wiped the point. We're gonna take a look inside. As maxes and all sorts of nanites being used and committed by both sides. UTRA gonna take, VCAT's gonna take control, pardon me. Air still firmly in control of UTRA, but they can't capitalize on that.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a brawl in the triple stack.
Another max
Gonna have a
pushing
big
coming.
push.
We're gonna follow them in. No support, no engineers for those maxes. Actually, they're coming from the other side, and it's a bubble max as well. 2 maxes go down.
What a C4.
Oh, very nice C4 by VCAT, as the bubble max sort of doing wonders here. Skinny Jimmy's still alive, but I don't think it's
and their
enough.
bus goes down meanwhile, so that's just gonna be a clean cap for VCAT.
Yeah. The air control was nice, but I guess having that that much mag riders, a lot of the buses everywhere.
Back here that they had air control, right? Like those VCATs Galaxies were able to stay up for a very long time.
True, but you've seen a lot more Mozzies being committed actually.
If you look right now, it's pretty close. They're fighting a lot.
There's an anvil dropping. I was hoping maybe it would materialize, but doesn't completely drop, I feel. Nope, hasn't at all.
VCAT's air took that out.
Point's gonna flip here at hydroponics from what it's worth. Satcom not touched yet, and if hydroponics flips, yeah, so Satcom, VCATS doesn't have to worry about it. They're gonna have control of hydroponics. Satcom, they can flip it whenever they want, really. And nothing too big on point, nothing too crazy. Do they have a Sunny of VCATs? Not really. UTRA gonna use Valks as VCAT's
Ooh,
gonna drop
drop.
along with them. Brawl on the roof. As VCAT is gonna win the overall battle, that beacon's gonna go down.
Yeah,
And
but you gotta, like, UTRA has so much vehicle control around this point, but they don't have a hard spawn, right? They don't have a bus, and it's not even clear that they have a beacon up.
again, this is a problem that we highlighted with UTRA week 1, where they didn't make use of Sunders around points and get logistics up. I think the win last week made them a little too complacent in their preparation. Usually, before this base should cap, you should get a Sunder on the back cap and get it prepped, but they didn't do that.
Well, we
And
saw them trying to
paying the
anvil in a
price.
bus, right? But
True.
that got destroyed by air.
Maybe UTRA hoping they're... That was VCATs trying to anvil in a Sunday, but UTRA
Oh, was
having
it?
air advantage, I would hope that they would destroy the anvil, right?
Yeah. And it looks like UTRA is just opting to go for air control and not touch either of these points.
Satcom is flipping, but what is going on here? Did they flip a did they have a point cap already and they're starting to flip? UTRA's focusing on this for now.
Oh.
Why are they at Satcom?
Yeah, I'm not
They have
sure this is the right map play.
they have a Sunday at Nexus secure for some reason. They're hoping maybe VCAS doesn't care and just let them have it. They're trading Nexus secure for this. And there's gonna be a bit of a push happening on Skinny Door. And Pop is even, actually. Pop completely even.
But they can't find anywhere to push. Like they're gonna go door 1. Or door 3, sorry.
They're gonna get wiped off door 3 as VCATs. We're gonna see what they have inside the hold. Just straight up infantry, no maxes really, so just some solid play, and UTRA dying on the outside. With their sides, not really, so I guess some players pushing out, they're getting punished. Meanwhile, Satcom firmly in control of UTRA. I wonder if VCAS is just gonna let them have it.
Yeah, I mean that would not be the worst play. It would give UTRA the chance to go for the warp gate, but if they get hydroponics, they get the warp gate faster.
Galaxies for VCATs being committed, and they're gonna flip B point over at Satcom. Again, VCATs can steal this. This is still a neutral base. So VCAT's gonna get control. There's a Liberator for VCATs looking at the lower points right now. Are there any Sunders for UTRA? I don't think so. I think they're down. And the UTRA pop has reduced significantly, so you gotta think they're not long for this world. Oopsie.
Yeah.
And right now...
They're trying to pull a bus up at least, but VCAT has air control and they have armor
Oh
control.
no, VCAT's going in uncontested as UTRA content with staying on balcony. As there's gonna be a bit of a battle between balcony and point, but UTRA can't really do much here, as VCATs are just gonna come uncontested, get all 3 points, and you gotta believe that UTRA is in a lot of trouble if they can't get this yet, as someone is trying to
and
slash
Slate
suicide.
Canyon.
Slate
Like
Canyon's
a
going?
last minute save? Or was that the other direction?
Oh, that, yeah, you're right, it might have been going this whole time. As VCATs should be getting this right now as they've swatted UTRA from this base. I'm gonna take a look at Slate Canyon like you said.
Like UTRA overpopped this hex, so they're gonna have a wipe, but VCAT has a bus up or a deployable ant.
Yeah, so you can deploy ants. VCATs. It looks like it got destroyed. I can't find anything, so I'm gonna assume it's destroyed.
Yeah, it went down.
Oopsie. And overall fighting, UTRA has max in there. Some drops coming in for VCATs, but Pop is not equalized yet. Meanwhile, rest of the map, hydroponics ticking in favor of UTRA, so they can try for ground ahead and Satcom if they get it completely flipped back to 0.
Yeah, but just like you said, right, at this point in the match, Utra is so strategically constricted because they just don't have any forward cap, so they just have to sit at these 2 points and hope that they can hold
There's some air to
for the
ground
next
for
minute.
VCATs, and I'm surprised they have air to ground. Oh, this Liberator, the Spur Lib, more VCATs dropping in. We're gonna look
Gonna
at
be
their,
lower.
yeah, we're gonna look at the lower push as they're gonna come in here.
Oh, Utra is doomed.
Oh, one max is already down. They're gonna
Good
push in
push.
here. Resonate's being committed by both sides, but VCAT's gonna be in full control as they have 60% pop on the point.
Yeah, you can see they're using their gals to drop their infantry, to rotate their infantry now, right?
Yeah,
This is the improvement that we wanted.
that's something that we criticized in the recursion match. They weren't using their galaxies as a. Oh, gal drop coming in for Utra. There's a max inside. Two of them actually. Bubble max and regular max. We're gonna
I
see
don't know
how
if
it
this is
goes.
enough.
Oh, the max. Skinny Jimmy already down. You gotta think the odd one's gonna go. Oh, he's down.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. Not enough. Not enough pop as some air around. And VCAT's completely ready for that push. Well done by VCAT's on that defense, as there's a minute left on this point. Hydroponics is flipping in VCAT's favor. UTRA preparing logistics for bases they can't cap yet. Maybe they think they get hydroponics.
Yeah, they're committing a lot of pop to air, but VCAT has been able to keep air contested this entire time.
Oh,
And you have
that
to
air to
wonder
ground.
how much of that was due to the rep gals, right? Utra has not been running rep gals this entire match, and VCAT has been, and been able to keep their air up the whole time.
And again, no Sunders for UTRA to try and get a faster spawn. Another max for UTRA, but there's no support. Oh,
Valks,
oh, I
two
got
Valks.
shredded. Two Valks coming in. Like you said, we're going to look at the drop again from UTRA. But again, like we said, this is... The barriers are well placed. They're going into choke points. The air is shredding them. And they're having a lot of trouble coming in.
Yeah, looks like they're just going to be a little out logistics and also just a little out infantry here on this point.
I mean, you'd want to feel safe as a medic throwing resonades inside and throw all four of them, but with air to ground being so powerful and so prolific for VCATs outside, you're not going to have a chance to throw those resonades, and you're not going to have a chance in a fight if your medics can't stay up. That's going to be 7-2 now for VCATs as we're going to take a look at hydroponics.
Yeah, and meanwhile in the air, right, they've just been hover dueling this entire time, which really plays to the strength of the sides and also really plays to the strength of the rep gals.
1v1 Scythe is a nightmare to try and take down. Trident Pack on Hydroponics is gonna have this point all on his own, but gonna be completely crossfired by both sides. On both sides, I should say. Utra, do they have anything? They have beacons. They're gonna drop dubs. Their push is very light. Very light, extremely light. No Sunders to bring forward maxes. More drops coming for VCATs. 39
Yeah, and you can
seconds
see
left.
VCAT has like a ton of armor just around the space, so there's no way Utra could get us under
I'm Angie with a great crossfire coming in to make sure none of the Utra players live. No resonates coming in. The Liberator, I assume. Yeah, that's the Liberator. Eviscerating the infantry again. No chance for Utra to really drop in. Beacons are not going to do the work here. Bodo, you got to think hard, buddy. Stalker infill. He's the FC. Probably
Yeah,
thinking about his next move.
they've already redeployed 2 squads to home base, so it doesn't really look like they're trying to fight.
Can you take a look at the kills real quick? And you can go ahead
Yeah.
and list them.
Yeah, let's take a look at the killers in this match. You see VCAT's Highaw, very good heavy. Heavenly Knight GRA something, and Apollo PS2 Exotic Mercury. The VCAT's topping out at 39, going down to 439 total. Utra top frags are Cobra Max with
Cobra Max is one of their pilots, I believe.
yeah, and 212 kills total. So VCAT's more than doubling
Oh my
range for
goodness.
kills.
If I were VCATs here, I'd drop an orbital or two immediately. Look at the amount of maxes that they have on point. Look at how many they have. A couple of orbitals and they're doomed. Look at how many nanites would be wasted. But
Yeah,
VCAT's
and the
not
same
going to
goes
opt to
too
do
for
that.
Utra.
VCATs are not going to opt for that yet. They're going to go for the slow push. Kaze and a max. Kaze very good heavy. Oh, here comes the orbital, like I said. Oh no, Utra's in trouble. Do you have fallout hardening, or do you have enough room to run around? Are you going to survive? This one doesn't care for his life. This one's going to go down. Yep, there we go.
Oh, and the room's like almost cleared just from that.
Oh, and they're pushing from the other building as well. They're pushing from both sides. Gonna try and find a good angle too. Look at the whole push. NS Max back up. It can only do so much, right?
Yeah, this crossfire is gonna be pretty brutal.
Map's not being flipped. This would be a good time for UTRA to try and get back caps. I see a Reaver. That's probably a Reaver to try and get back cap on Hydroponics. Slate Canyon. There's another Bale Reaver going for Slate
Utra's
Canyon.
holding pretty well. Like they've kept VCATs out of these doorways.
They need to hold for a couple more seconds. They need to hold. I see Bale Reavers go to both bases, but there's some VCATs in both bases. So whether they win the fights or not is yet to be seen.
Oh, this hold is about to collapse. Yeah, VCATs is gonna push in. And
Yeah,
I
oh, from
feel
the other powerhouse. Yeah, they're coming in. That Max is chigging a Max. He's half life though. Very killable.
Yeah, and there's the wipe.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
they get? Oh, they got hydroponics. They got hydroponics back cap. And they
Slate.
also got Slate Cannon. They got.
Oh,
Wait,
they're not gonna be
is
able to
VCATs
flip.
back capped?
Wait,
Oh
they're-
yeah, VCATs is back cap then.
yeah, VCAT's is back up. They're not gonna be able to flip this. Yep. UTRA has lasted long enough. As that's Hydro being flipped right now. Hydro, they have a Sunday VCAT. Oh, it's not deployed. Oh, you maniacs. Why wouldn't you have this deployed?
Looks
Why?
like they have a deployed ant though. Is this an ant? No, this is a bus. No, they have a deployed bus here.
Is that a Slate or at Hydro?
At Hydro.
I don't see it at Hydro. Oh, I see it. Okay,
Yeah,
VCAT does have a
okay.
Sunday, and UTRA didn't. Are they gonna bring beacons? Yes, they do have beacons. They're gonna drop in
Oh, they're
mass
getting
at
air
Hydro.
grounded.
Oh no. I mean, this is a Bale Weaver, but why didn't the Bale Weaver? Oh, there's a Gal drop. Did they drop more? Yeah, they did. What's the pop looking like? It's 70-30. You gotta get an anvil down or something. You need vehicles from Warp Gate. Get some vehicles in.
I mean, they're moving their pop pretty well, right? Like VCATs is still at Nexus Omega or something.
Can you look at Slate Canyon and see if they have any logistics there?
Yeah.
Trident gonna go down here as VCATs. They're gonna push through Skinny. A couple of elite players. Noob down. Noob down.
Yeah, UTRA actually has 2 buses up at Slate Canyon. It doesn't look like VCATs has anything.
UTRA doesn't have much to work with. No maxes at all from what I'm seeing. As they're getting besieged from all sides. VCATs is just gonna stroll on the point. With the hold UTRA had, again, making this mistake of holding top of Fat and top of Skinny. VCAT's gonna waltz right in.
Yeah, I see UTRA's moving a lot more pop to Slate Canyon now. It's like they have 2.5 squads here.
Yeah, Slate Canyon. This is sort of the gambit for UTRA, right? Get as much time as you can on both bases. This is the only play that they have, right? But the pop right now, VCATs has more pop here. They're at 60-40. Junkstude wishing a Merry Christmas to everyone in this hex as they get wiped. Kinda toxic if you ask me. Do they have any more beacons? Is this beacon an actual beacon? No, it isn't. God, I love the light shows. Daybreak, please
Yeah.
fix. This is not a real
And meanwhile,
beacon.
UTRA's armor and air has just been warp gate camped now.
Yeah, I don't see them. Oh, there's another 2 Valks incoming. Oh no. Oh, the pilot died, tried to drop, and they're getting eviscerated. There's another beacon up though, and the PPAs come raining down, the lull pods as well. This is looking terrible. Why are you an engineer? Be a medic or a heavy. Oh no. A lot of them are engineers for no reason. VCAT's gotta counter push out and make sure they don't get the push. And the Liberator's still alive for some reason. These never stay alive usually. Slate Canyon, we're gonna take a look at that. Probably gonna be a drop at Omega soon. You gotta think for VCATs, but Slate.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. VCAT's, UTRA's holding in Nexus Omega. They're gonna have a little more time.
No logistics again
For VCATs?
for UTRA.
They have a bus up at Slate. It's on squad.
Oh, you see it? Oh. Oh, it's a stealth one. Okay. I mean, it's in a pretty bad spot. Oh no, you're moving it. No, do not move it now. Where are you going? Are you seriously that confident that you're gonna get the point
Oh.
cap?
And they're gonna lose Nexus and Mega just right now, so they better hold on to that point.
You've got to have balls to try and deploy that over there as your squad is wiping on point. No! Now you don't have a Sunder for the repush.
Aw,
Oh
this is
no! UTRA making bad decisions left and right as, like you said, Nexus is gonna flip. And oh, they're actually spawning and the foot zerging. What is this one doing? This one is the perpetrator of this whole thing. This one was the one that displayed the Sunder.
yeah. But going back to the vehicle game, right? Like, it looks like UTRA's pilots have finally run out of nanites, and VKT's Aero was just able to be a little more efficient. So even if they were trading out, they were trading a little better, and now it's actually having an impact on the match.
They've invested a lot in Maxis, but UTRA has shown that they weren't good enough at keeping them alive. Not enough support for them. They seemed to panic when that orbital hit them on Nexus earlier. And right now, it really does seem that they're struggling for nanites. This Citadel is very well placed to try and deter UTRA Air from air to grounding, like they've been even doing a thing this whole match.
Yeah, and more importantly, it lets VKT's sides keep safe from the Skyguards that are in the warp gate right now.
Spade gotta get a solid Sunder on top of base here. Where the hell? Solid Sunder at Spade's way here as I'm stuck in the shield. Hello? Okay.
UTRA's
Another
point is
Sunday up.
looking interesting.
UTRA is gonna pull more maxes. G23 has pulled like 3 or 4 maxes at the moment as the push is somewhat successful.
Yeah, it's good. They got it.
They have more pop here for what it's worth. Are they committing more people? Yeah, they have. I would think a full squad at Slate right now.
Yeah, that's definitely prudent from VKTs.
Yeah. So I don't know why, but I still don't have timer. I gotta fix that at some point. How much time is left in the match, please?
22 minutes. So they have a long time to hold out for. If you
Right.
look at revives, Master Jiraiya, 4th on the UTRA revive board.
4th? I thought he was the best medic on Emerald. He's getting showed up by his own outfit mates?
Yeah, Murthon, medical MVP for UTRA by a pretty sizable margin right now.
Oh
and
my
on
god.
VKT's Jody Follow, very good medic. And
It's almost
Firefly's
like
second.
Jiraiya still stuck in the past and doesn't use resonates well. Okay, I'll stop. I'm sorry, that was toxic.
No comment, no comment. Oh, and they're getting wiped off point.
I'm definitely getting a complaint after this. Oh, glory fades. Oh no. G23 is down in his max again. I think that's his 4th or 5th max. Dear lord. A lot of max is being committed for the Vanu Sovereign Cats. As there is a push happening. Oh, Ultra Orbital. Oh, but VKTs are pushing into the into the powerhouse. I think these maxes are going to survive. They're doing much better than the UTRA maxes in surviving. I see 1 max down for VKTs. Counter push by UTRA into the powerhouses. Is that going to be enough, however? I see some maxes still surviving. VKTs have reacted a lot better to the orbital dropping down than UTRA did previously when VKTs dropped an orbital on them.
They're gonna repush.
You see, they still have their
that
maxes
strong.
alive. Oh, and look at the grinder. The absolute meat grinder happening. Another max down for UTRA.
Yeah,
That
I'm
one
not sure
odd
what
fellow.
happened to the UTRA Skyguards, but they might have redeployed, they might have died, but one way or another, VKTs gets free air to ground on this point.
Slate is capping for what it's worth, but Pop has equalized. I will call that toxicity from elite players in chat, wishing everyone a Merry Christmas. Oh, VKT's player being ambitious and pushing out there with no support. The Citadel shield is down, so if UTRA wants to bring any Mozzies, now would be the time. And they are having a counter
have
push.
it.
Yeah, they are winning air as it stands.
They might have
Although
even
somewhat
killed the
slightly.
gals.
The gals are not up yet. We have not seen them for a while. The Liberator is up, however. And I wonder how much damage he's going to be able to do
Oh,
if he has an
VKT's
ult.
Mag Riders on Squad Way with their Rangers.
Oh, that is so sick. And usually for main battle tanks, you want them to have Rangers if you're two-manning them. Oh, this anvil is
Oh,
going to
it's an
go
armor
down.
fight.
Good work by Forgotten Mistakes to get that anvil that drop. Cow Spade not going to be able to get that anvil up. Is there a Sunday down here for UTRA, or is this Max just over here doing nothing? I'm going to follow this Max. I want to see what they're cooking. This Max is going on his lonesome as the rest of his squad. Where are you going?
You can still cut this out.
This squad is completely lost. Oh no, I'm going too fast. Okay,
Yeah, UTRA has
bear
air
with
control.
me.
They've even pulled their own Liberator.
We're gonna
Or it might
see.
have gone down by now. No, it's still up.
We're gonna see how long this Max survives as the rest of his team has gone down, and he goes down immediately once the fight happens. No. How unfortunate. I'm sorry that I caught that. No.
But yeah, UTRA committed a lot of pop to winning the air, and they have won the air, but now they're out popped on point, so they have to find a way to get logistics up and to push in from multiple angles.
VKT's Max is still alive, the same names that I've been seeing. UTRA not doing a good job as we see more UTRA bodies trying to push in. And if every single one of those pushes have had C4 and resonates committed, you gotta think that nanites have got to be near exhausted for UTRA at this point.
Yeah, but at the same time, VCATs could have just like straight up resonates being exhausted, because they haven't had buses up for a decent amount of time.
And they're trickling in their pushes. It's not coordinated at all. Like, here's a resonate, but that's that gonna do for you? The Liberator's in a good spot again. Where the hell? I don't see it anymore. I'm not gonna look for it. An anvil being
He's
committed
fine.
by UTRA. What is you gonna pull? Master Drive pulling a Sunder from out there? A Stealth Sunday? Why stealth is it gonna be in middle of everything? Okay.
Yeah, I suspect it's just a pop gap, because UTRA has like at least a squad, maybe even a squad and a half in vehicles right now.
It's a pop gap?
Like
They're
just, like,
losing with
an
this much
infantry
pop.
gap.
I mean, it's an infantry skill diff, from what I'm
That
seeing.
as well.
UTRA's not able to kill Maxes,
Oh
and
wait, UTRA's
VKTs
just,
clearly
like,
are.
on the roof? Where are they gonna go?
I mean, they have a Sunday up. They have a Stealth Sunday up of all things up there. I don't know what they're gonna try. I'm gonna take a look back up there, because they might be pulling Maxes. Oh, there's the push. There's the
They're
push
going.
incoming. They're going. Oh, here we go. How well this is gonna go. I don't like the bubble max idea. We're gonna see how it goes. Skinny Jimmy already down. Zach Halo, this goddamn canopy, I can't make it in. We're gonna follow the UTRA push. Zach Halo still up in his max. Not getting much support. There's gonna be a drone inside this powerhouse here. Oh, he's gonna
Such
get
a
met by
brutal
the max.
crossfire.
Oh
They-
my god,
they
it's
didn't
just a
clear
choke
the long
point.
angle.
It's a choke point full of places you can C4 and nade and get absolutely sliced to pieces.
Yeah, they have this room, but they have to move. They have to move quickly.
They have
They're
to
getting
move.
flanked by Ice and Hyaw.
Oh no. Hyaw is the most dangerous of them, I'd say. Is he still leading in kills? Can we check that?
Yeah, I'll take a look.
Oh my god, there's nothing on point.
Yes, he is.
Waffler goes down in the max and he tries to solo push it. There's 15 seconds left. You gotta think this is over. UTRA hasn't been able to do a single good
Oh,
push.
Utra's pushing into the powerhouse door, though.
They
don't
are,
have-
but it's looking too late. Look at all the infantry that's waiting for them. They're all dead. There's no resonates.
And that's gonna be it.
That is
VKT's
gonna
work
be
it.
it indeed.
It was a pretty good fight.
They've held out for quite a bit. 30 minutes? 30 minutes.
Yeah, around 30 minutes. Yeah, looking at kills, VKT's top frags, Hyaw with
Why is it
108, Heavenly Knight something with 99, and Junks Dude with 58. Next dude, Kaze and Ice, all in the 50s.
There is a huge kill difference from what I'm seeing on the overlay. At the end, is it still like a 600 kill diff, 700?
Yeah, it is.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna swap the view here. We're gonna bring it over to the post-match screen. We're gonna take it to Observer. So, if anyone from both teams wants to come over for an interview, we're waiting in the PSB TeamSpeak, and we'd be happy to have you. But yeah, if you can roll through the stats while we're talking a little bit about what we've seen. So, uh, kind of what we expected for VKTZ versus UTRA, as I see Apollo is in the TeamSpeak, and I will drag him in a second. But yeah, VKTZ winning that handily. Their infantry pushes, that has been the major difference from what we've seen. And a really well-deserved victory overall from them.
Yeah, fun fact, the M18 Needler is actually the second highest killing weapon for UTRA.
Oh my goodness. What was the first? It was, I guess, the Butcher.
The Butcher,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm gonna bring Apollo in.
Hello.
Hello. Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Apollo? As you're poking me, we managed to catch you there. So GG's, very well played in that match. You guys have dominated, especially on the infantry side. I dare say in the air as well. You have some liberators that have lived far too longer that they should have, in my opinion.
Yeah, we have some good little rat lib pilots that do a good job with the spur and everything when we can have some airspace to work with.
For sure, and they did their work with the Spurs. We've caught them on camera multiple times, absolutely shredding the UTRA infantry. On your end, how do you feel overall about your Alphas performance facing a team that is potentially playoff level, I would think, that should be making it to playoffs at this rate?
Yeah, I think we played really well. We look back on the last 2 weeks against Recursion. We kind of tried a new opener, didn't work, so we got punished hard for that. We didn't really execute that well, and then last match was pretty much nearly all VCATs. So our execution, a lot of the guys, like over half the platoon, was brand new to Outfit Wars. So even though we had a really high point total, the execution could have been better there as well. This is kind of our get right match in terms of being able to set a strategy that's multifaceted, uses a bunch of different things, and actually execute it correctly. And so I'm pretty happy with the result. UTRA, they're not the deepest team, but they certainly do know how to move around the map. They're a good test for some of our homegrown pilots to really see, like, okay, they can beat up on some of the worst teams, but when it comes to average talent in the air, how do we match up? Because we really didn't know up until this week. So, yeah, overall, very happy.
Nice, glad to hear. We're gonna welcome Bodo Fett, who's coming here for the interview. GG's, Bodo.
Hey, what's up, guys? What's up, Apollo?
Hey.
Yeah, GG's. Congrats again to VCATs. Commiserations to UTRA, as one retired caster would say in the past. Bodo, on your end, what happened there? We praise you guys so much for being proactive and getting the logistics ready in your match against Northern Watch. What do you think went differently last match compared to this one?
Well, if you guys obviously know, but VCATS has a really good team. Last year and going into this year, we expected VCATS to have a really good roster. And unfortunately, in this match, I'm just going to be brutally honest. And it's a big skill diff. Your infantry guys were on point. Your air team had our air team contested the entire night. So your homegrown air guys that you guys have been training, they've done a really good job neutralizing our air, so they couldn't really help out our infantry. And I have to say, all around, since you guys started taking those early wins, and you kind of, I'd say after the first 5 or 6 minutes of the opener, I think you guys realized that pound per pound, squad for squad, you could pressure us more. So when you guys started to kind of divide and conquer between like Reactor and Bitter Gorge, I think that's when you you realize you could put the nail in the coffin. You just had to spread us out thin and win on the skill advantage. So good jobs. Congrats, Paulo.
Thank you. Yeah, and I mean, you guys really moved around the map quite well. So props to you. I mean, it wasn't as easy as it might have looked. I know the casting, casting matches myself. A lot of times it looks, oh, this is like a total stomp, but really it's not. I mean, there's a lot of counterplay going on with their armor, with their beacon drops, their valve drops. I mean, just because your air's tied up, it usually means that both teams are able to get spawns around the map a little bit fairly. So I think that was, those are always the most fun matches, which was what we saw today.
I will say, you guys kept on pulling in Sunderers one after another, even when they were getting blown up. And I think more and more teams have to do that. Like for us, for sure, we have to do that. But like when we played against Turath, they did the exact same thing, just constantly pulling in Sunderers, even when they got exploded. And I think that's what really made the big diff in this team, was just having your guys always up all the time and just how good they are in the infantry.
Yeah, I definitely had some opportunity to learn that lesson week 1.
Yeah, week 1 was kind of rough for you guys. Going up
Yeah,
against Recursion on your end. I mean, some of the things that you might have applied here that you didn't apply in Recursion, you guys managed to do so this time around, you think, Apollo?
Yeah, we've decided to move more towards the meta strat. Week 1 against Recursion, honestly, we have such a varied team that week 1 is kind of always like a preseason for us. I don't know, like B-Wave, we were pretty disjointed. This time around, it was more so we wanted to try something new to counter the meta, and it just didn't work out. We wanted to try and get the center base because that was the difference between last semifinals and what we were trying to do. And then with the tournament format, it kind of played into our hand that if we lost by a good amount, then it wouldn't really matter in the end.
I wondered for UTRA, we were kind of thinking that you guys would be a little down on nanites considering how many maxes you guys got, like up, and were constantly dying. How low were you guys looking on nanites towards the end, Bodo? Because to us and the casting desk, it did seem like you guys kind of struggled a little bit.
Well, yeah, like I would say towards the end, we were definitely nanite shot because we were trying our hardest. We were throwing nades, throwing C4 like it was crazy. On top of that, you have to remember like we're constantly trying to get logistics and armor and vehicles set up. So in terms of the infantry side, they were spamming maxes. Well, they were trying to as best as they could. I think we still had quite a few nanites left over, just because not everybody's spamming maxes. But yeah, towards the end of there, I think we were getting a little bit nanite shot.
Kind of interested, Planet, can you bring in the domain kills real quick on the stream?
Yeah, sure. I don't think it'll show if you're on the casting desk, by the way, but I
Um,
can just read it if you want.
All right, I just wanted to see quickly on my end. So a lot of so a lot of the kills that UTRA did manage to get was from the air, was from, we saw the weapon that got the second most kills on your end, Bodo, was the Needler. Meanwhile, VKAT's getting a lot more infantry kills there on their end. Uh, I think there's some infantry things you can go back to the drawing board and sort of see where you can improve on that end as well. You seem to have a lot of trouble with your pushes in general, whether it be not just on Nexus, but uh, all the bases that you guys tried. Uh, maybe the lack of Sunderers was cause for it, but I don't know if you saw it in a different way.
No, I definitely noticed our Sunderer game started to deteriorate once we were getting really spread out and thin. We started relying more on Velks and beacons. But then again, I have to say VKATs did a good job, even though they didn't have like a large dedicated armor. I think I only saw three mag riders at most. So I don't know if you just had like a 3-man armor team, but their ability to just have these random guys just constantly bringing Sunderers, and then on top of that, they were using their Sunderers to blow up our just stagnant Sunderers that weren't being defended at all. So, however they set up their team and their logistics teams, I don't know if they had dedicated Sunderer guys, but I'd give those guys big props because they did a lot of work in shutting us down. I think for us to be able to even keep the same level of Sunderer game as Apollo and his team did, we would probably have to have dedicated Sunday guys that weren't also just setting them up, but defending them as well.
Yeah. Again, VCAT's doing a good job. A lot of mag riders, especially at the opening this time around, which we were surprised by. But that helped you guys on Bitter Gorge towards the beginning, and they certainly had their role to play towards the end when, or throughout the match actually, in terms of like just bringing Sundays up or getting some armor control or even air control with the walkers on top. Planet, did you have any questions for?
Yeah, I guess for Apollo, just like building off what Eternal just said, like, did we notice that you had a lot more armor gameplay in this match? Are you happy with like the effect that your armor had on this match, and is that something you'd like to continue doing going forward?
Yeah, I think the focus on armor was more of like what we kind of researched off UTRA that it might help us. It's definitely something we want to continue to a certain extent going into other matches, right? It was a severe lack week 1 on purpose because we were trying to get as much infantry on the ground as possible. And obviously, if you do that and you don't win a middle base, then you get punished for it, right? So it's something that we'll have to continue to balance, have to continue to work on because we do not run armor that often, right? We're no, goblin tribe or anything like that when it comes to armor. So, and also you got to be kind of careful, right? You can't get into too many Vanguard fights if you're fighting NC, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So it's a little tricky on VS deciding when and where to deploy armor on Nexus.
Yeah, Back Rider is weird for sure. And then I guess for Bodafet, we noticed that y'all didn't run rep gals, either during the opener or during the match. Do y'all have like, I guess like I wanted to get some insight into your reasoning for why you prefer just like running these like, ESF balls, because I think your ESFs or like your air this match was fairly effective in deterring VCAT's air, but I'm wondering like pluses of rep gals, downsides of rep gals. What do you think?
Oh, well, for me to comment on that, keep in mind I'm not the air lead. I think having one rep gal that's dedicated to act like a home base can be very strong, but I think the game plan for this was to try to shut down their ESFs as much as possible, so then we could focus on their two rep gals that kind of follow each other and act as like a mobile spawn for VCATs. In terms of us running a gal, we could have run one or two gals, but I just don't know how it would play out in the air fight, if it would help us or not, like taking away two ESFs for two battle gals. Like that, it was definitely an option leading up to this fight that we were considering of running like a dedicated tandem rep gal, like battle gals. But for this fight, I think they just wanted as much killing power as possible and trying to whittle down their ESFs so then we could just take down their Galaxies next, which the VCAT's air team, they did a very good job. Air was contested the entire night. They didn't have a single second to really break off at all. So it was really good on their end for essentially going even and just keeping the air busy.
Yeah, gotcha. Thanks.
Okay, sort of gonna. We're almost done with it all here. Judging from points, looking at it like we're looking at the scores here on stream. Bear in mind that Emerald crashed at some point and gave everyone a loss. So um, Doc one loss out of the teams that you've seen here. But going next week, I think VCATs, if there's no other 2-2 team that gets closer on points, you guys might be facing. Oof, it might be Recursion
Probably
or the
Recursion.
winner of Our and Ujo from what I'm seeing. Because
I
Ujo
think it's like unless Recursion can pull off the W, it's almost certainly going to be Recursion, like 90+% chance.
and Ujo I think beats Our pretty handily, depending on the points they have. We'll see how it goes though. In terms
Yeah.
of yeah, go ahead. Okay.
Or I was going to say, so there's going to be 2 3-0 teams, and then I don't see us not being the top or second place 2-1 team,
The top
and I think
two and one
Recursion would be the
team.
other one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think you're right.
it'll all depend on points, for sure. We'll see how the points pan out. That'll be it for today. Um, for Emerald at least, we're gonna have another match on the main PSB channel, Recursion versus SLNM. That'll be cast by Varun and Brett. Tomorrow, oh, there are no Miller or Cobalt matches being cast. I might try and snag Formido versus FFS. We'll see, depending on the time I have. Otherwise, Emerald match is being cast tomorrow. Hour versus Yujo, gotta be a fun one. Effect and Auto have that on PSB. And Gob versus Recursion, gotta be picked up by Dracoy and Erots, the European duo on Dracoy's channel. You're gonna have Saka versus Unity, cast by Welder and Shades, for Connery. And then W-Tag versus the Wildcards 2, Electric Boogaloo. That rematch, that banger of a match we had last week. I'll get to cast it with Brett this time around, and that'll be tomorrow evening. For everyone here, thank you for watching. Thank you, Bodo and Apollo, to come for the interview. Thank you, Planet, for co-casting. And for now, that'll be it. See you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.